This is me without any makeup on. I haven't even brushed my hair, so I'm looking great, and I've got a really bad spot at the moment and a few little tiny ones there. I'm just going to do a quick video on how I cover up my spots on me when I'm getting ready. You know, do what suits you. This is just how I do it on myself. But I'm going to talk through a little sort of hints and tips on how to make it look the best and also not to aggravate your skin and make it worse in the long run. So the first thing I do when I've got a really bad spot is I wash my face with a proper face wash. So you know, don't use anything really harsh on your skin, because it's probably because you've got sensitive skin that your skin's breaking out, or it could just be that you've left your makeup on or something like that. If you get a blocked pore, sometimes this happens. So wash your face really well, and I use a flannel so that it really sort of gently exfoliates my skin. I don't like to use an exfoliating wash because I find that they're too harsh, so they will really sort of scrub away at your skin, some of them, so you have to be careful just to use something really gentle, because anything too harsh is going to just make it look even redder, and it's going to make it look worse. So then I will moisturise my skin. So these are the 3 products that I'm going to put on. So here I have got Simple Moisturiser, which is this one. I've got some number 7 primer, and I've got the number 7 Beautifully Matte foundation. So even if you have oily skin, always moisturise your skin, because one of the reasons that it might be a little bit oily is because if your skin's quite dry, then your skin will produce more oil to try and make up for that. So if you moisturise, that can actually help it be less oily. Try and use oil-free foundations and things like that, which number 7 stuff is. Everything's oil free and hypoallergenic, which is why I use it. It doesn't make me break out, and I use Simple for the same reason. So let me just show you the bottles. So that's the Simple moisturiser, that's the Airbrush Away pore minimising primer, and then if I can reach it, the number 7 Beautifully Matte. So I'm just going to moisturise quickly and pop the primer on. So I put the moisturiser on and the primer, and my skin feels really smooth. That's going to help because you can cover redness, but you can't cover texture. So if your skin, with foundation I mean, so if your skin is really bumpy or flaky or anything like that, that's going to show through the foundation and it's going to make it look worse. So the best thing you can do is make sure that your skin is really smooth and clean, and well, smooth and clean as you can get it, and make sure you wash your hands before you touch your face, and also use clean brushes. So give your brushes a quick clean. If I haven't got my brush cleaner to hand, I will just use a bit of antibacterial hand wash and just put a drop of it in some water, swish your brush around, and then let them air dry. Don't use anything on it like heat or anything like that, because that'll just ruin your bristles. This is my new brush. How cool is this? This is my foundation. It's really smooth and it's clean, and so this is what I'm going to use to try and put on my foundation. My little girl started talking to me. So now I've put on a really light layer of foundation, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to get a little bit of foundation on my finger and just tap it on where I need it. so I might need to get a little bit more on my hand. So because this is quite a good coverage foundation, I'm not going to use a concealer. I'm just going to use the foundation because I know it's going to match really well with the rest of my skin, and I'm just going to tap it like that. So I just put it on with one finger and then I tap it in with the other finger, round in little circles like that. Sorry about the weird noises my children are making in the background. They're being very strange. And you can put a little layer on, let it dry, and then go back to it. Because what you'll find, it's a bit like when you're painting walls. So if you paint a layer and then go straight back on when it's wet, it's just going to lift it back off. So you have to let it set and dry before you can go back in and put another layer on, if you can still see it a little bit like that. So I'm going to let that dry. I'm just going to go over, there's a little bit of redness here, so I'm going to tap some more foundation in. If you want to do some under your eyes that I've done on this side, you can just get a little bit on your finger. I'm just going to dab it on with that finger and then tap it in with my ring finger, which is going to be the most gentle pressure. And I'm not dragging at all like that, because it's not good for the skin under your eye because it's so fragile and thin. That. And then now that this is dry and that's dry there, I'm going to go in and do just a little bit more on that. I don't mind a little bit of my natural skin texture and colour to show through, because if it was really flat all over, I'd look really fake and people would straight away tell that I'd been trying to cover up something. So I just like to do a little bit and just more where I need it, rather than going really heavy coverage all over. It's not going to look nice, and I might have, you know, it's going to wear off in places and things like that. So if I go light on the rest of my face and then just where I need it a little bit more, it won't look weird. This one is going to be a pain because I can cover the colour, but the texture of it's going to show. As it sets, it'll look a bit better, the foundation. My daughter wants me to open her crisps. So I'm going to set this with a little bit of powder, do the rest of my makeup, sort my hair out, and then I'll come back and do a little chat at the end. Sorry that it's been interrupted so much by my children, but that's life, isn't it? So that's done, and as you can see, you can barely see that little spot there, you know, especially from a distance. I have gone over it with powder and set the rest of my skin. You can still see a little bit here, but this doesn't really bother me too much. It's mainly this one that I really wanted to cover because it's so red. And I'm happy with how it's turned out. I could have spent a bit more time, you know, making my skin flawless, but this isn't for a night out or anything like that. This is just my day-to-day, how I cover up anything else. And yeah, I want an update on the hair tinsel. I'm so impressed with it. It's still in. I've had it about a week now and I love it. It stayed in so well. You can style your hair, wash your hair, whatever with it in, and it stays in. Here's on this side. So yeah, I'm looking for a model to have like a full head of hair tinsel done at a discounted rate, because you want it done, don't you? You had hair tinsel, but you've not really got much hair. Yeah. Ah, you tired? You got a monkey on your dummy. So let me know if you give it a go and how this works for you. And yeah, oh, with the little brush, the little mermaid brush, wherever I put it, dropping the camera, if you go and subscribe to the YouTube channel and like my Facebook page, let me know when you've done it. So comment and say that you've liked and subscribed, both things, and I'll put you in for a competition to win one of these.